Welcome back. In the last module, we looked at some of the Properties tab. In this module, we'll explore that further by covering associated profiles, security, and exclusions. Security is an important aspect of the Komodo One platform offering. It offers a unique approach to managing unknown files. We will explain the importance of this in this module. From the Komodo One dashboard, click on the Applications tab and click on Device Management. In the device list, click on any device. Then select the Associated Profiles tab. By default, all devices are assigned one of the default profiles, such as standard Windows profiles for ITSM. You can clone this and create a customized associated profile, depending on what you want to see and do. A note on Komodo's approach to security. We protect users from known threats, but in addition, Komodo's advanced endpoint protection places unknown files in containment, where they run in a virtualized environment. This prevents a potential malicious file, such as malware, to write onto your hard drive. Instead, it attacks a virtualized environment and it will execute as if it was on your endpoint or network. There may be some occasions where you or your customers want to exclude certain files or directories from containment. This is not an action we recommend, but it can be performed using the following steps. If you need to exclude a file, the best way is to create a rule. Go to Configuration Templates, then Profiles, then choose one. Click on Containment tab under Profile sections. The containment page will open with various options such as Enable Auto Containment. In a nutshell, this option protects your computer against unknown malware by auto-containing and blocking actions from unknown files. For now, go to Settings on the left-hand menu and then click on System Templates. Then go to the File Groups Variables tab. Then type in a new name in the box and click on the little blue box with a plus sign. Then you'll get a green screen verification box confirming the group was successfully added. Scroll down this list to see your new file group. Click on the name to expand it, and you will now type in the path or directory you wish to associate. Go to your computer's program files and copy the directory of the application you wish to exclude. Not the name of the application, but the directory where the application is located. You can find the directory in the address box by clicking in the address box. Alternatively, you can right-click in the Windows Explorer page and go to Properties, and you will see the directory listed as location. Copy that and paste it into the path box and hit Add. You will get a green notification box to confirm it was successfully added. This application is now part of that file group variable, so we're halfway to excluding a file. Next, we will add a rule to that group name. Go to Configuration Templates on the left-hand panel and click Profiles. Click on the same profile you are using, then click on Containment tab, and then Rules. Click on Add Rule, and then in the Manage Contained Program pop-up, you can determine what kind of action you want this to perform. There are 4 options. Run virtually means this group will always be run inside Komodo Advanced Endpoint Protections containment. Block means the app will not run at all. Ignore means the application will run locally on the native computer like a normal program with no restrictions. Run restricted means the application will only run the so-called parent or main application, not any child applications. So if it needs to connect to the internet for an additional child activity, for example, that connection would not be allowed. This applies to a lot of mobile apps, by the way. So, for example, in Microsoft Word, the clip art application has an option to automatically search for more pictures online through Bing. If you put Word under Run Restricted, it could not do this online function. It would only run the main machine-based functions of Word. Okay, now that you understand these terms, let's go back to the Manage Contain Program drop-down menu under Action. We want it to ignore this file or app, so the application will run as designed on the native machine, not in containment. Select Ignore, then you have two tabs, Criteria and Options. Click on Criteria, then click Edit. Then, in the Type drop-down menu, select File Groups. And in the Target drop-down, select the name of this file group you created from the list. You will notice that there are other options on this page, such as rules for files created by processes, users, file origin, file rating, etc. This will be explored in an advanced course. For the purposes of this, leave the other fields as they are and then click on OK. You will see that this group is now associated with that containment rule where it says files belongs to file groups. Then click on the OK button to confirm. After clicking the button, you should return to the Containment tab and you should see the group name now that shows in the list. With Komodo 1, you can do the same kind of exclusion you just did with containment with the antivirus protection. If you have an app you definitely want to run, click Profiles on the left-hand menu, then click on a profile. Then go to the Antivirus tab, then click the Exclusions tab, and then go to Excluded Groups. For now, we will stay with the group example. Click on Add, then in the drop-down menu of Group Names, select the group you wish to exclude and click on OK. Then that group will be in the excluded list as you see here. The program will be excluded from antivirus scanning or flagging, and that's an example of how excluding files and applications you know are okay can allow your organization to operate while meeting security threats. Again, we would only recommend this if you are 100% certain this file is good. If in doubt, leave it out. Keep auto containment on. Now, here is a quick overview of how IT and Security Manager handles unknown files with our advanced endpoint protection.
Malware, malware, malware. What is malware? For us to be able to identify what malware problem is, we have to first identify what is malware. Malware is legitimate code doing illegitimate things. Yes, it's a legitimate code doing illegitimate things. Okay, what is malware problem? Well, malware problem is you running that legitimate code doing illegitimate things with unfettered, unlimited access on your computer, on your network. So what that means is, if you solve the problem of you running it with unfettered access, unlimited access to your network, you will solve the malware problem. Okay, so what is oxygen to malware? What does malware need for it to survive? How does ransomware infect your computer? Let's talk about that. Malware needs three things in the main. It needs a write privilege to your hard drive. It needs a write privilege to your registry. It needs a write privilege to your COM interface. These are the main areas where malware needs for it to survive, for it to infect, for it to cause damage. Here is how we solve that problem. We virtualize the hard drive. We virtualize the COM interface. We virtualize the registry. Imagine you are ransomware. You come into a computer. What do you want to do? You want to read the hard drive. We say, sure, no problem. You have read privileges. Go ahead and read the hard drive. And you say, don't forget you're a ransomware. And you say, oh, now I want to encrypt whatever I read from your hard drive. We say, sure, no problem. Go ahead and encrypt it in RAM. Still no damage. And then you say, haha, now I want to overwrite your existing files with what I've just encrypted so that I can demand some bitcoins from you. We say, hang on a minute. Here is a virtual hard drive just as I've created for you. You don't touch because it requires a write privilege. You have no write privileges to write to hard disk, but you can write to this virtual drive. As far as ransomware is concerned, you don't know any different. But you are overwriting. Without you even knowing, you're overwriting to a virtual hard drive. This is why there is no infection. We solved the malware problem through virtualization. So, when a new executable file comes in, we check. Are you a good file? Are you a bad file? Or are you unknown? If you're a good file, we say, come on in. We don't need to virtualize. If you're a bad file, again, we just kill you there and then. If you're unknown, you get to run in our little container called containment technology. And that's how we stop malware. But I hear you saying, how about fileless malware? How about all those PowerShell stuff, all the scripts that could cause problems? We call them fileless malware. Well, that's another area where we have created an amazing solution to. What is fileless malware? Is a script doing bad stuff. So what we do, we intercept anything that could write a script, interpreter, anything that could write a script. Then we take the script, we take its parameters, we turn its parameters into a file, and then we put that inside our containment. So we turn fileless malware, actually part of it, into a file and run it inside containment. This is why not even fileless malware can cause infection. How many unknown files are there? Well, enterprise and consumers are two different areas. In enterprise, you're not going to have more than 0.3 unknown executables per user per week. So the number of unknown files are limited. But the real problem, the real damage will come from the unknown files, because that's how every single file, every single malware starts its life, as an unknown executable. And these unknown executables will get to run inside our virtual containers.
Okay, that wraps it up. In this module, we've covered the following: associated profiles, security, and exclusions. Now it's time to take the quiz, and then we'll move on to the next module.